We're talking about some road to trail action today. Today I'm excited to talk about a trail shoe, a road to trail shoe from Nike. I'm talking about the Nike Pegasus Trail. I've been putting this shoe through the ringer, and Nike's definitely been stepping it up, not only in the Pegasus Trail, but overall in their trail shoes. And today I'm going to dive deep into the things I like, dislike, and would I buy this shoe? Now, before I dive into all those specs and give you my honest opinion, I do want to point out this shoe, this one right here, was provided to me by Nike, but they'll have no opinion on what I say about the shoe. Now, before I jump into this review, make sure you hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. You know you want to. It helps the channel and it costs you absolutely nothing. Now, let's sit back, relax, and let's talk about the Nike Pegasus Trail. Because I'm a positive guy, I'm going to start off with the things I like about the shoe. There's a lot to like about the shoe, but the number one thing that stands out the most to me is the React X in this shoe. It feels really comfortable and responsive on roads as well as the trails. They definitely put a foam in here that definitely works for both. Sometimes I find with the road to trail shoe, it doesn't always respond well on the roads. It's good, but not great. I'm definitely loving this shoe to get to those roads. I live about a mile away from the trails, some buffed out trails, and having this shoe in my rotation just makes life so much easier. I don't have to drive to the trailhead. I can throw these on and get there. The other thing is looks. I'm not going to deny it. Nike trail shoes, hands down, might be the best looking trail shoes out there. Now, I know what you're all saying. Cody, that's a white shoe. Why would I want a white shoe? I dig a white shoe. I don't care that it's pretty darn dirty. It's dirty. I don't care. It just looks fire on my foot. And Nike Trail, hands down, always knocks it out of the park. The other thing I do want to point out is the upper. I had a really great lockdown in this shoe. At no point did I have to feel like I had to pull off and retie the shoe. I tied it, and it just did the job. The upper is definitely more on that plush side. I mean, look at this tongue. It's definitely more on that plush side. Again, this is like a daily trainer for the trails, so it definitely hits those marks for me. Overall, the ride of this shoe was just really nice. I found I was able to pick the paces up. You know, I would say with this trail shoe, with the drop, about like a 10 millimeter drop shoe, I liked it for more daily miles. I'm talking about less than 10 miles. It just worked in that zone for me. And again, this shoe works perfect on buffed out trails. The pattern that they are using for a road to trail shoe definitely works well for that. And honestly, I took this out on some wet trails and wet roads. And one of the biggest knocks for Nike Trail in Nike Road is your rubber's not that great. Now, they answered it with Vibram outsole on some other Nike Trail shoes, but as you can tell, this is not a Vibram outsole, but it actually does a pretty darn good job. It's not the best I've ever had, but it does a really good job, and I felt more secure in this Pegasus than I've done in the past ones. So again, with the Pegasus Trail 5, you get a lot to like. The React foam, the upper is a great lockdown in, and you definitely feel more secure with this rubber. While I'm a positive guy, there always is a negative. It can't be rainbows and butterflies. There is some negatives with the shoe, and the number one for me, honestly, I felt hot in the shoe. I felt a little toasty. Now, it's hot in Pennsylvania. I do most of my trail running in the summer. Where I live in Pennsylvania, the winter time and the early spring, the trails are sometimes pretty tough to get out to. So a lot of my running happens in the summertime. And I found this thing to be pretty toasty, to be quite frank. It is a comfortable shoe, and the foam, the materials they're using are definitely comfortable, but there's not a lot of, it's just not very breathable. And this tongue is definitely, again, on that plush side. It's definitely very plush, which again, fantastic for cruising, but it could also sometimes lead to just being a little toasty out there. The other thing is it is a 10 millimeter drop shoe. I don't know about you guys, but I tend more to go more towards that 6 to 4 millimeter drop shoe. This works really nicely, again, for those daily miles, as I mentioned before. But anytime I got longer than 10 miles, my legs definitely felt that 10 millimeter drop. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. If that's something you like, then you'll absolutely love it. For me, though, the longer I went, I just wish it was a lower drop. The other thing is, too, I said this about the Road Pegasus, and now I'm also going to say about the Trail Pegasus, is it's pretty, there's not much foam on the forefront. So again, if you're going lesser miles, it's not too bad. The longer I went, I definitely wish there was a little bit more foam right here. The other thing is too, is if you hate ground feel, you're probably not gonna like the shoe. You definitely get some ground feel because if you notice that there's not much stack here in the forefront, you're definitely going to feel the ground underneath you, especially once you get on that trail. It's not a deal breaker and it doesn't bother me, but I do like to point that out because I've had many people drop into my DMs and comment, I hate ground feel, give me all the stack. I don't want to feel the travelers underneath me. And if you fall into that camp, you're just not, I don't think you're necessarily going to like the shoe. But again, overall, you know, the ride is really nice and it does its job, but these are just the minor things that kind of bothered me. I don't necessarily think they're absolute deal breakers to a lot of people, but they might be to some. So I gave you the good and I gave you the bad. Now you want to know, what is my verdict? Would I buy this shoe? Would I recommend buying this shoe? And honestly, I think if you're looking for a road to trail kind of buffed out, I'm not talking about gnarly trails. Yes, I would buy this shoe again, just mainly because I kept reaching for it. This is a shoe I just enjoy running in. It's also a shoe that road to trails are really important to me. I live in Pennsylvania. Every trail I run on is going to have a road section. It just is. When I get off the trails, I come down, either I'll have it go under the bridge or I have to go over a bridge. Whatever the situation is, I'm going to be hitting some roads, and this just does the job for me. It really does. So if you're in the market for a road to trail shoe, the Nike Pegasus Trail 5, I think is definitely going to hit a lot of marks. It's comfortable, delivers a fantastic ride, a great lockdown, and the cost of it is not that a lot, especially for a shoe I think you're going to get a ton of miles in. So there you have it. You got the thoughts. What did I think about the Pegasus Trail 5? You heard it from me. Now I want to kick it back to you. What did you think about this shoe? Did you try this shoe? Did you love the shoe? Or did you not love the shoe? Either way, drop in the comments and let me know what you thought about the Pegasus Trail 5.